From the ancient dust of Mesopotamia, a story begins. Not merely a tale of love, but a saga woven with threads of destiny, betrayal, and relentless hope. Jacob, grandson of Abraham, carries more than just a name. He carries a promise whispered by God himself. In the midst of exile, fleeing the shadow of his brother Esau's wrath, Jacob's path collides with Rachel, a woman whose very presence ignites a fire in his soul. Their love is instantaneous, electric, and fraught with divine intention. It's a love that will shape the fate of nations, yet it is born into a world rife with deception and rivalry. Jacob's 7 years of service for Rachel pass in a blink, his heart tethered entirely to her. But the cruel hand of fate, disguised in family customs and deception, intervenes. On the wedding night, Leah, Rachel's older sister, is thrust upon him instead. The sting of betrayal cuts deep, fracturing the fragile hope Jacob clung to. The two sisters become rivals, their struggle for Jacob's love unfolding like a tragic play, one of longing and bitterness. Rachel's barrenness is not merely a physical void, but a deep wound that festers, while Leah's children multiply. Each birth a silent challenge, a claim on Jacob's divided affections. Rachel's desperation drives her to give her maidservant to Jacob, a desperate attempt to claim motherhood through surrogate means. Yet, the heavens remain silent for years until finally Rachel conceives Joseph, the child of her prayers and God's mercy. Joseph's birth is a moment of joy tinged with relief, a symbol that the divine promise is alive, despite the storm raging within the family. Jacob's favor for Rachel and her son Joseph becomes unmistakable, setting the stage for jealousy, betrayal, and heartbreak that will echo across generations. After years away, Jacob senses it is time to return to the land promised to his forefathers, but the past haunts him. The memory of Esau's rage is not a faint shadow. It is a looming threat with 400 men at his back. Fear and guilt grip Jacob as he prepares to face the brother he once fled. In a night thick with dread, he prays, a raw and desperate plea to the God of his fathers. The night becomes a crucible, where Jacob wrestles with a divine stranger until dawn, emerging transformed and renamed Israel, he who struggles with God. This night of wrestling seals his fate but leaves the future uncertain. The birth of Benjamin, Rachel's second son, is both a beginning and an end. As she labors, pain overwhelms her, her final moments marked by agony and hope. She names her son Benoni, son of my sorrow, a haunting testament to the price of his arrival. Yet Jacob, refusing to let grief define his son, renames him Benjamin, son of the right hand, a title heavy with symbolism for power, blessing, and divine favor. In that renaming, the delicate balance between loss and hope is struck, and Benjamin's life becomes a living paradox, born of pain but destined for strength. Benjamin's birth is a quiet pivot point in the family saga. As the only son born in the Promised Land, he embodies a new chapter, a promise fulfilled, but also a reminder of what was lost. Orphaned from his mother's care, Benjamin grows surrounded by the complex tapestry of a large family fractured by jealousy and past wounds. His place is precarious, protected fiercely by Jacob, yet vulnerable to the shifting tides of family dynamics. In his innocence, Benjamin carries the invisible weight of his mother's death and his father's sorrow, a fragile beacon in a stormy world. The family's fragile peace shatters again with Joseph's disappearance. Betrayed by jealous brothers sold into slavery, Joseph vanishes like a ghost, his fate a mystery that darkens their lives. Benjamin remains the last cherished son of Rachel, the final thread linking Jacob to his beloved wife. The shadow of Joseph's absence hangs heavy over Benjamin's childhood, his presence a silent reminder of loss and the cruel twists of fate. The family, once whole, is now a fractured collection of fears and regrets, bound together by hunger and desperation. As famine tightens its grip, Jacob's sons must journey to Egypt, a land once a symbol of exile, now their only hope for survival. Their encounter with Joseph, now a powerful governor, unfolds like a high-stakes drama of hidden identities and emotional minefields. Joseph's recognition is immediate, but his brothers remain blind to the man before them. His demand to bring Benjamin, the youngest brother, reveals a deeper longing masked by strategy. a desperate desire to reunite a family torn apart by betrayal and years of silence. Jacob's refusal to send Benjamin to Egypt is a raw, gut-wrenching act of protection, a father's fierce grip on the last piece of his shattered heart. His fear of loss, born from decades of grief, is palpable. Benjamin is not just a son, he is the living memory of Rachel, the final sanctuary of love in a family marred by pain. The tension between survival and loss reaches a boiling point, setting the stage for a reunion laced with suspense, dread, and the faintest glimmers of hope. The second journey to Egypt is fraught with emotional turbulence. Benjamin, unaware of the storm around him, steps into the lion's den. Joseph's silent favor, marked by generous portions and tender attention, stirs confusion and hope in the hearts of his brothers. The youngest son, once the symbol of sorrow, now receives the honors of a prince, a living echo of the past and a sign of the future. Yet beneath the surface, Joseph's tests continue, weaving a web of trials designed to reveal whether his brothers have truly changed or remain prisoners of their old jealousy. The sudden accusation of theft shatters the fragile calm as Joseph's silver cup is found in Benjamin's sack, a moment heavy with betrayal's irony. The brothers, bound by a history of mistrust and guilt, are thrown into turmoil. Their anguish spills over, their desperate pleas echoing the weight of their past sins. Benjamin, the boy Jacob swore to protect, now stands accused, teetering on the edge of ruin. It is in this crucible that Judah, once a man who helped sell Joseph into slavery, steps forward, transformed. His voice, heavy with remorse and determination, offers himself as a living sacrifice, pleading to spare Benjamin and protect their father's fragile heart. This act of courage and selflessness is a mirror reflecting the possibility of redemption and change. Judah's heartfelt appeal pierces through the tension, unraveling decades of bitterness. Joseph, watching the brothers' unity and sacrifice, can no longer contain the flood of emotions damming within him. In a dramatic crescendo, he reveals himself. "I am Joseph, your brother." The room freezes as shock and disbelief grip the family. The boy they sold into bondage is alive, powerful, and standing before them with tears of both forgiveness and sorrow. The revelation is not just a personal reunion, but a divine moment where past betrayal is transformed into a pathway for healing and restoration. Joseph's forgiveness is both a balm and a thunderclap. He frames the long, torturous journey of his life as part of a divine plan, a mechanism for survival amid famine and exile. "God sent me before you to preserve life," he declares, turning betrayal into providence. For Benjamin, this moment redefines his identity, no longer merely the son born in sorrow, but a brother reunited, a symbol of hope and renewal. The family, once fractured by jealousy and loss, begins to stitch itself back together under the weight of grace and destiny. Invited to Egypt, Jacob and his family face a poignant crossroads. The promised land of their ancestors calls to them, yet the fertile plains of Egypt offer survival and new beginnings. Jacob, weathered by loss and hardship, prepares to leave, everything familiar behind. His trust now rests on the son who was once lost and has returned with power to protect them. The promise God made to Abraham and Isaac is unfolding, but not without the scars of exile, suffering, and sacrifice, a testament to the complex dance between divine will and human frailty. In Egypt, the tribe of Benjamin transforms from a fragile boy into a fierce lineage of warriors and leaders. Jacob's prophecy of Benjamin as a ravenous wolf comes alive in their history, a tribe marked by both ferocity and fierce loyalty. From battles that decide the fate of Israel to moments of strategic alliance, Benjamin's descendants wield a power born from the stormy beginning of their family. The paradox of their origins, born in sorrow, protected by love, and forged in conflict, defines their enduring legacy in the annals of Israel. Yet even as Benjamin's tribe grows in strength, the shadow of oppression looms. Generations later, the once favored Israelites become slaves under a pharaoh who does not remember Joseph. The tribe that began with hope in Egypt faces 4 centuries of bondage, their suffering a dark counterpoint to their rise. This long night of oppression sets the stage for liberation, a dramatic climax that will define the identity and destiny of all Israel, including Benjamin's resilient line. When the Israelites finally march out of Egypt, Benjamin stands among the tribes counted and ready for battle. Their inheritance, a strategic territory including part of Jerusalem, places them at the heart of Israel's political and spiritual struggles. This land, scarred by conquest and inhabited by long-standing enemies, becomes a battleground where the tribe's warrior nature is both a shield and a sword. The image of Benjamin as a wolf, tearing at its prey, is fulfilled not only in battle but in their fierce defense of faith and family. Benjamin's story is a tapestry of contrasts between vulnerability and strength, sorrow and hope, exile and homecoming. The boy born in pain grows into a tribe that shapes kings, prophets, and warriors. The personal dramas of Jacob's family echo through centuries, revealing how divine purpose can work through flawed and fragile humans. The legacy of Benjamin challenges us to see that greatness often rises from the ashes of suffering and the soil of forgiveness. In this epic narrative, Benjamin's journey offers a mirror to our own struggles with loss, identity, and redemption. It reminds us that even in the darkest moments, there is a hand guiding us toward hope, that the smallest among us may carry the greatest purpose. His tribe's fierce loyalty, prophetic destiny, and ultimate restoration stand as a testament to the enduring power of grace and the mysterious ways in which history unfolds. As the story closes, the inclusion of Benjamin's tribe among the sealed servants of God in the final visions of the Bible cements their role in the divine plan. From sorrowful beginnings to a future of promise, Benjamin's journey is a timeless reminder that no matter how small or overlooked, each life carries within it the potential to change the course of history.